book up wide and meet adventures that wait for you. Live and learn and laugh and play whenever your dream comes true. You could swim along the river all the way to the sea. You could fly up in the sky above the clouds and trees. You could plant a flower garden up on top of the moon. You could swing through the jungle all afternoon. Wherever our story takes us, I can't wait to see. Yes, friends, come and read with me. It's Online Storytime.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Online Storytime at your Grand Rapids Area Library. I'm Miss Tracy.
And I'm Grandma Pat.
And we are so excited to have you with us here today. Hey Grandma Pat, before we start talking about that really pretty thing we're going to talk about today, should we sing?
We should sing.
Storytime friends, would you join us? Remember, the song says clap your hands, but you clap whatever you want to clap. Here we go. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, clap your hands. And I'm so looking forward to our stories today. So Grandma Pat, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, have you looked outside lately?
I have, particularly from yesterday to today.
Okay.
Things have changed a lot around here.
Things are changing, and the days are getting shorter, and the sun is in a different position. And you know what happens to plants?
Tell me about it.
They get ready to go to sleep. There's a big word called dormancy. They go to sleep. Trees go to sleep in the wintertime.
What was that word again, Grandma Pat?
Dormancy.
Dormancy.
Isn't that a fun word?
And that means that they don't grow, right?
They don't grow, they go to sleep. They stay alive, they just go to sleep. Like animals do that in the wintertime. Some animals do that in the wintertime. They sleep, they hibernate. So that is the season when the leaves are finished. And what do leaves do when they're finished on a tree? Well, first they turn color. They turn all these beautiful colors, especially on this. This is a maple tree, and they turn all those colors.
And then they fall.
They fall.
And what's interesting about the changing of the colors is that the leaves all spring and summer long, the trees produce something called chlorophyll. Another big word, chlorophyll. And guess what color chlorophyll is? It's green.
It's green. Yeah.
That's why our leaves are all these wonderful shades of green. Well, when the tree doesn't have as much sun and it's time for the tree to go into dormancy, it stops making chlorophyll. And then we get the beautiful leaf colors that we see.
And chlorophyll is important to the tree because that helps the tree make its food through the leaves and the chlorophyll. It's very important. That's why they go to sleep in the winter, because there's no more chlorophyll.
Wow, and then it'll be amazing because next spring we'll start seeing little bits of green and a little more bits of green, and then the leaves will all fly. No, leaves don't fly. What do?
They shiver.
They bloom. The leaves bloom, and then it'll be time for summer again. But this is an important part of year for plants and
we
trees.
have names. This is the only season that has two names. You know what those two names are?
I know we call it fall, and we call it
Autumn.
autumn.
And autumn is a word that means seasons are going by.
Excellent. So, Grandma Pat, did you bring some good books about autumn?
Yep, and about fall. Our first book about fall is called When Autumn Falls, and it has both of those names in this book. This is written by Kelly Knighty and illustrated by Susan Swan. And it is so pretty. Look at the weather vane. Leaves on the trees fall. See them on the ground?
red, gold, yellow, brown, and orange come down. The temperature falls, bringing cooler weather. Grab your jacket or your sweater. Ripe apples fall for bobbing. And baking, mine it's a tall pie. And caramel apple making. Seeds fall from the last sunflowers and pumpkin vines. Pumpkins come loose from the vines. Which jack-o'-lantern will be mine? That's interesting. Football players fall into the end zone.
Boy, that's a lot of falling that's happening over there.
Whose hand is on the ball? Yeah, there's a lot of falling in the fall. Little children fall into piles of leaves stacked high. Have you ever done that? As friends walk by, footsteps fall on the crunched up leaves. Ooh, look at that eye. I wonder who that is. Sunlight falls through the almost bare trees. And then the raindrops fall, washing the last leaves away. Evening falls earlier in the day. As the days fall shorter. We call it fall. There we have when autumn falls.
Storytime friends, Grandma Pat.
Yes.
Do you want to do a flannel board?
I love flannel boards.
Awesome. Well, today we're going to talk about 5 leaves that are on a tree. Now, if you would walk up to a tree in the fall outside, you would never see these 3 kind of leaves on the same tree because these 2 are maple leaves. This is an oak leaf, and these 2 are leaves from a birch tree or an aspen tree. But today we're going to pretend that they're all growing on the same tree because it was fun to cut out more than one kind of leaf. So
It's fun to pretend.
that's right, it is fun to pretend. So we are going to figure out some different ways to make the number 5. All right, let's count our leaves at the beginning. Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent job. Now let's see what happens to our number sentences as the leaves fall down. This is called 5 little leaves. Here we go. 5 little leaves on the tree next door. 1 fell off. And then there were, that's right, 4. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we add 1, 4 plus 1 is the same as 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. Now what's going to happen to our leaves? 4 little leaves all over the tree. 1 fell off. And then there were, that's right, 3. So another way we could say 5 is we could say 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. 3 and 2 is another way of saying 5. That's right. 3 little leaves where the wind blew. 1 fell off, and then there were 2. 1, 2, plus 1, 2, 3. That's another way of saying 5, 2 and 3. 2 little leaves sitting in a tree. 1 fell off. And then there was, that's right, 1. So what's another way we could say 5? We could say 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 1, 1 and 4 is a way to say 5. Nice job. 1 little leaf in the tree all alone. The wind blew and blew. And now there are none. But it gives us one last way to say 5. If we have no leaves, that's the number 0. And down below we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we have 0 leaves and we add 5 leaves, that's another way to say the number 5. That's right. And there all the leaves are on the ground ready to be raked up and jumped in a pile. Thanks for playing.
Our second book today is called In the Middle of Fall. It's written by Kevin Henges, who writes a lot of good books, illustrated by Laura Dronsek. In the Middle of Fall. In the middle of fall, when the leaves have already turned and the sky is mostly gray and the air is chilly. This person has his jacket on. The squirrels are frisky. And the gardens are brown. What do you think this bird is looking for? There's seeds in that flower. And the pumpkins are ready. And the apples are like ornaments. You know, you put ornaments on a tree, they look like they're ornaments on that tree. But we know they're coming down. It takes just one big gust of wind, and all at once, everything is yellow and red and orange. Isn't that pretty? All over, all around. You can tell the wind is blowing. Look at this swing. Right in the middle of fall. But remember it, because soon the yellow and red and orange will be gone. And the sky will change again. Look how gray it is. And then soon, very soon, the sky will be white and empty. Ready to fill up with snow in the middle of fall.
Storytime, friends. Grandma Pat. Yeah. You want to wave a scarf?
Ooh, I love scarves.
I don't know why I'm whispering. That was just a fun thing to do. I'm going to have Grandma Pat the green scarf, and I'm going to use the red one. And remember, if you don't have your scarf and you live nearby, you can swing down to the library and pick one up. Or you could use a sock, or a paper towel, or a washcloth, or whatever else you have that you can put.
I think they could even wave their hands.
They could. Excuse me, though. Did you hear? Yeah, I did too. Oh, of course, friends. Storytime friends. Giraffe would like to join us. Hello, Storytime friends. Hello, Grandma Pat.
Hi, Giraffe.
All right, Giraffe. I must tell you, I'm delighted to see you. We don't see a lot of fall where I'm from, so I'm very excited to learn. Oh, Giraffe, that's very kind of you. All right, so you sit right down there, and you can watch us as we wave our scarves, and we sing about the leaves falling down. Storytime friends, our first one, we're just gonna have our leaves fall down from the tree. And this song is really easy to learn, and I think by the second time we sing it, you can sing along. Here we go. The leaves are falling down, the leaves are falling down. Red, yellow, green, and brown, the leaves are falling down. Did you hear those 4 colors? Red, yellow, green, and brown. And if you looked at a pile of leaves, I think you might find all 4 of those colors. Let's do it again. The leaves are falling down, the leaves are falling down. Red, yellow, green, and brown, the leaves are falling down. And there they go. All right, we have another autumn or fall scarf song, and it's called Autumn Leaves. And first, we're going to again have our leaves fall down. But here, this is how this song goes. Autumn leaves are falling down, falling down, falling down. Autumn leaves are falling down, falling on the ground. Now, what's going to happen when they get onto the ground? Well, maybe the wind will blow them round and round, round and round, round and round. The wind will blow them round and round, all around the town. Now, what's our job when all of the leaves fall down? That's right, we're gonna get our rake. Here we go. Take a rake and rake them up, rake them up, rake them up. Take a rake and rake them up, all around the town. Now, when you have a pile of leaves, what do you like to do? I like to jump in them. Have you ever jumped in a pile of leaves? Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Here we go. Now let's jump into the pile, to the pile, to the pile. Now let's jump into the pile all around the town. And then it gets to be kind of a cycle, because once you've jumped in the pile, you have to take a rake and rake them up, rake them up, rake them up. Take a rake and rake them up all around the town. And then, my friends, you can jump back in the pile again. Hey, thanks for playing. Storytime, friends. Grandma Pat, what a fun day I had today. Did you know, Storytime friends, Fall is my second favorite time of the year. Spring is my first because everything is starting to bloom and blossom and become alive. But fall is my second because it's amazing to watch the other end of that happening, where everything is going back to sleep. Grandma Pat, what's your favorite season?
What, summer, because you don't have to wear shoes, and you don't have to wear a coat, and you don't have to wear boots. I like summer the best.
Grandma Pat, what's your favorite thing to do in the summertime?
Read a book.
If you go to Grandma Pat's house in the summertime, if it's above 70 degrees and it's anywhere between the hours of, say, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m., she's outside reading a book.
Or working in the garden.
Or working in the
doing
garden.
things. But outside, yeah, that's a fun thing to do.
But now, I think it's time for us, we didn't even talk about what we talked about.
Oh, yeah.
We read When Autumn Falls, and isn't that funny how many things fall in the fall, including football players and apples and all sorts of things fall in the fall. And then we have all of the things happening in the middle of fall and all the animals gathering up their food. I love the pictures in both of these books. And you and I figured out several different ways to make the number 5. That's right. But now, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Would you sing with us? All right, here we go. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Story time is done today. Now it's time to go and play. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Find some leaves.